criticize, rebuke, or yell at an introvert in public? Whew. Introversion. Okay, so I feel like this is that personality that a lot of people struggle to understand. Even myself, being an introvert, sometimes I find it difficult understanding myself. Now, imagine you being an introvert, not being able to explain yourself sometimes, or explaining why you act the way you act sometimes. How then do you expect someone else to understand you? Imagine when you do some of those things that you just do normally, that you feel like it's normal, but someone else interprets it in the wrong way. Okay, so today we'll be sharing 5 tips, 5 ways on how to care for your introvert. If you have an introvert friend, if you have an introvert partner, if you work with an introvert, these 5 tips should help you build a better relationship, a better bond with your introvert friend. Remember, this is coming from an introvert. Alright, so without much further ado, let's just dive right into the video. The number 1 tip, the first tip is respect your introvert friend long time. This can't be overemphasized. Trust me, this is one key thing that a lot of us skip, which gets on the nerves of a typical introvert. Okay, so extroverts gain their energy most times by socializing, right? But your typical introvert build energy and reconnect back to themselves by having some alone time for themselves. Now imagine when they are in their alone time, enjoying that solace of being alone. That is when you feel like it's the best time for you to chit chat. That is when you feel like it's the best time for you to check up on them. That is when you feel like it's the best time to pester them or want to gist with them. To a typical introvert, you are pissing them off. And the thing is, most times they won't speak up. They'll just endure it, but deep down they are boiling. Right? So the best way to build a relationship with your introvert friend, to make them draw closer to you, want to stay more with you and not feel like you're a burden, is to respect their alone time. When they want to be alone, it's not always about you. It's not because they hate you or they are angry with you. It is not always about you. Most times, majority of time, it is because they are worn out, they are tired, they are fagged out, like their social battery is 0. And if they keep pushing to be with you just to please you, on that social battery that is 0, you're going to get nothing from them. You're going to get the least from them. And before you know it, they might start being cranky. So to avoid all of those things, when you notice that your introvert friend is losing interest, or our energy is become reduced, or our energy has gone to 0, the best you can do is to give them space. Give them that space to enjoy their alone time, to recharge, to build up the energy that was lost. Because trust me, when you give them the time to build up this energy, you'll end up enjoying the best from. So step is communicate effectively. So the thing is, generally communicating effectively is very important, but when it comes to an introvert, you have to be more intentional about your communication. Alright, and communication here doesn't just have to be you are the one doing the talking on all of those things. It also means when you are listening, you should listen wholeheartedly. If an introvert is talking to you and they realize that either you're distracted or you're not paying attention to them, they'll stop talking. So communicate effectively. Communication is a 3-way thing. You're communicating, they are listening, and there is a feedback. So they are communicating to you, you're listening, and then there is a feedback. Alright? So ensure that your communication is prompt, your communication is apt, your communication is effective. Don't let them to start assuming. Don't leave them on a vague line where they will start assuming what it is trying to say, what it is not trying to say. The best way to care for your introvert, especially if your introvert friend is an overthinker. The thing is, most introverts are overthinkers. So you don't want to give them a loophole where they are trying to like fill up all of those loopholes with their own thoughts or assumptions or speculations, because what they might be thinking might not be what you're thinking. But when you communicate properly, when your communications are certain, when your communications are clear, everybody will be on a better ground. It will be a win-win for everyone. Alright? And they will also want to enjoy communicating with you because they know that when I communicate with this person, his communications are plain, his communications are understandable, he listens, he's a good listener, he communicates effectively. Compared to someone that communicates shabbily, or when they are trying to talk to the person is not paying attention, or the person's body language is saying something else. Yes, again, when you're communicating, it's not just about your verbal words. What is your body language saying? And funny enough, the body language speaks more volume than what your mouth is saying. If your mouth is saying no and your body language is saying yes, most often than not, people will go for what your body language is saying. So always ensure that your body language is corresponding to what your mouth is saying. Your body language and your verbal language should be in sync. It's all part of your communication. Your body language is communicating, your facial expressions, your gestures, then your verbal communication. They are all parts of the communication. They are all parts of the necessary things that makes a communication effective. Okay? Step on how to genuinely care for your introvert friend is never criticize, rebuke, or yell at an introvert in public. Whew. Trust me, this is one getaway card. This is one ticket to losing that your introvert friend for life. Do this and you have lost them. Now, this is not just about your friends, your siblings, your colleagues, your acquaintance, whoever it is that is an introvert. I feel like it's even a general rule of thumb. Don't yell at people publicly or rebuke them or criticize them. It is a general rule of thumb, but for an introvert, it is personal. Okay, so it is better for, let's say an introvert does something in public or does something that is, or there is something you want to correct them about. It is better you do it privately. Trust me, they will love you more and appreciate whatever it is you're saying more than when you embarrass them in public. Because doing that, one, you are embarrassing them. Two, you are making them the center of attention, which is what most introverts hate the most. Most introverts hate that spotlight effect. Now, when you put that spotlight effect on them, on the negative light, that is a bombshell. Like, at that moment, they could actually feel like the ground should just open up and swallow me. And trust me, it might be something you do casually and not feel anything. For that introvert, it is a mark, a scar that they will never forget. And you that triggered it, they would never forget you, and they will do everything to want to avoid you. They will feel at the back of their mind that you don't care about them. So dealing with an introvert is safe to say that you need emotional intelligence. Because yes, it is actually a rule of thumb for you not to yell or rebuke people publicly. Even the Bible said it, right? A part of the Bible said it. It is better for you to praise in public or rebuke in private, because when you do that, you're showing love to the person and you're not going to lose that person. Than when you publicly rebuke someone, even if you're correcting them, even if the correction is right and normal, you have lost that person. And there are chances that they might not even take your correction. So what's it gonna be? How about you take that rebuke, the criticism, or whatever it may be, in private? They would love you more. That speaks love. Than when you try to discredit them or embarrass them in public by calling out their BS in public. Because the truth is, people might move on, but that scar, people are going to remember. What is the public going to see of that person when you do that in public? Okay, so this, trust me, is very important. Speaking from my own point of view, I hate it when anyone do that. I would never want anyone to do that to me. I would never want anyone to put me on that negative spotlight. Talk more of a random introvert or someone else. So I don't think I would love that very much, right? The typical introvert is struggling enough, sustaining crowd attention, the spotlight effect, and every other thing. Now, bringing it to the negative light, that's a killer. That is, be proactive with your every plan with your introvert friend, sibling, colleague, acquaintance, whoever it may be. You can't just burst into an introvert and tell them, oh, you want to go out, or there is something that you need him to do, or there is an event you guys have to go, or there is a social gathering you need to, or there is one thing you need to do. That introvert is going to blank out. Now, speaking from my own point of view, when people come at me with impromptu plans or impromptu things that I need to do, I go blank for microseconds. Like, wait, what? Me? You want me to do this? Right? Before now, what I do is that I become fidgety, but after working on myself, I had to tell myself I don't have to be fidgety, I don't have to be shaky, I don't have to be anxious. I'll just tell the person plainly, listen, if you want me to do this for you, give me time. Tell me days before, months before. Let me prepare myself. So there was a time I had an encounter one time. So someone wanted me to do something which involved me actually addressing the crowd, right? I had no issues with that. But the person was telling me like a day before, I was like, okay, you want me to do this? I'm sorry, I can't do this. Next time when you want me to do something, you give me an heads up. Tell me days before, weeks before, so that I'll prep. And I was like, no, I think it is something that you can easily pull off. I mean, it's you should be able to pull it off. True, will I be able to pull it off? Yes, I will be able to pull it off. It's not much of a big deal. But for a typical introvert, it's not all about them prepping for it as in knowledge-wise and all. They have to prepare emotionally and mentally. I feel like a lot of people don't get this part. For a typical introvert, it's not just about them prepping their book or prepping what they want to say. They have to be prepared mentally and emotionally. Alright? So when an introvert or anyone tells you that, give me an heads up, tell me days before for me to prep for whatever it is you want me to do before you push me to the field or push me to the open to do it. They are telling you, giving them that time will make them to prepare, build up, save up enough energy for that. Because you can't bump into an introvert to do something for you impromptu, except they have built themselves over time to be able to take that kind of pressure. A typical introvert does not like that. And the only time most of them would want to succumb to do that is maybe if they are between the devil and the Red Sea and they are not in a position to say no. But generally, they don't like that. Don't come at them like that. You want them to do something for you, good. Give them time to prepare. Tell them days before, weeks before, months before even, so that they'll prepare mentally, emotionally, and otherwise. Which that way it shows that you care about your introvert. It shows that you care about this person. Not that you just push something at them and expect them to be fine by it. It's not nice. It's not nice at all. Especially when you do it in a public place, like putting them on the spot. The worst thing you can do to your introvert friends, your introvert siblings, to any introvert you know, is to put them on the spot. That is not a good way to go. That's not nice. And the worst part is most times, most people find fun. They find fun in this. It's not nice. It's not nice at all. It is not nice. It doesn't speak emotional intelligence. It doesn't speak that you care for your introvert friend. You don't know what they are going through at that point. It might be something a typical extrovert can pull off. Even if they are not prepared or have things to say, they can just go there and pull it off. But for an introvert, even if they know what they want to say, they need to be prepped mentally and emotionally. They need to prep themselves to be able to want to spend that kind of energy, because eventually all of this revolves around energy. Alright, imagine going to an introvert friend to do something that demands 30 minutes, 40 minutes, but they have no energy to spare for that week, and you want them to go there and embarrass themselves. One thing you know about introverts is they are self-conscious. They are self-conscious, so you can't push them to the open field like that for them to be devoured. So sometimes when all of this thing comes up, even if it is someone else that is doing this to your introvert, try to speak up for them too. Care for your introvert friend. These guys, they are very introspective, but most times people don't know what's going on in their head. Right? I mean, they wish that people can actually understand them, right? But if you get a little bit of, if you get to understand them a bit, try to work well with them, because when you understand someone, it is a step ahead for you to work with them better, instead of using the knowledge you have of them to ruin them, or to get back at them, or to taunt them or something like that. How about you just use it to build a better relationship with them and make the world a better place? Alright? Step is express gratitude and appreciate their uniqueness. Typical introvert won't come as you and express their need for appreciation and showing gratitude, but that doesn't mean that they don't need it. We are all humans after all. We desire to be appreciated. We desire when people appreciate our uniqueness, appreciate the little things we do, the big things we do. But for the fact that your introvert friend or the introvert person that you know is quiet and at one corner, you not feel like that you can just take whatever it is they bring or use them without appreciating them, that is not nice. It's killing. It's not a good way to be. We are not pushing them to be their better self. So even if they are the quietest in the group and they do something, make it a call of duty to appreciate them loudly. Like, I think this is one thing that I picked up from when I was in sex school, and I've been pulling it up, and it's actually been nice. Coming from the place of an introvert, so I know how it feels most times when I don't get appreciated, but most often than not, I get appreciated for things that I do. That even though that most times you're like, oh, don't do that, don't call me out in public. So I did call to appreciate even the smallest thing that any of my team members does, any of my friends, even the smallest things. You'll be surprised at how far this appreciation, this gratitude will go. You'll be surprised at how it will make people feel. So even if you don't take away anything from this video, I'd really appreciate it if you take this one and we learn to appreciate people for the littlest things. Everybody at one point in their life wants to be praised. Everybody at one point in their life wants to be noticed. Everybody at one point in their life wants to be appreciated for the things they do. Nobody wants to seem invisible. Nobody wants to seem like that, what's it called now? Black sheep that no one knows about. That is how you push people to depression, because eventually, introverts or not, we are all social animals. We are all social beings and we want to socialize once in a while. It's just that for the introvert, it's not all the time, right? But that doesn't mean you kick them to the bin or you neglect them. They deserve to be appreciated too. I deserve to be appreciated. I deserve to receive the gratitude of my uniqueness when it's due. Okay? So make it a call to appreciate and show gratitude to that your introvert friend, your introverted sibling, your introverted colleague. The fact that they are quiet doesn't mean that they don't exist. The fact that they are quiet doesn't mean that they don't have their own uniqueness. You'll be surprised at how much you enjoy your introverted friends' relationship when you get to know them, when you get to understand them. Without being biased, I must say, introvert friends are more or less one of the best. I have extroverted friends too, trust me, and I enjoy good words, but I don't know, there is something about introverted friends. There is something about friends that are introverted. There is just something about them. And the best way to enjoy a relationship with them is when you understand them. Don't go all in on them to want to change them. No. Don't try to change anyone, especially when it comes to personality. Understand them and walk in line with them. It's like saying you want to change an extrovert. You can't change an extrovert. An extrovert is an extrovert. A social butterfly and all. So you will understand who this person is, understand the kind of personality this person has, and work with the person. I feel like that is going to make the world a more better place. Alright? So make it a call to understand, get to know your introvert friend, get to know how to care for them, get to know what their non-verbal communication is saying, and roll more with them in their lives. With that way, you're going to save your relationships, you're going to build relationships, build networks that might even help you later on in the future. Most people in the society don't know how to work with them because they don't understand them. So just make it a call of duty to learn to understand them. It's like when you get a new equipment, you read the manuals to try to know how to use that manual. So this is practically all I have for you on this video on how to care for your introvert friend. If you have learned something, please do it to drop in the comment section. And if you have other steps on how you care for your own introvert friend, sibling, colleague, acquaintance, and the rest, please do well to drop it in the comment section as well. Remember, this is Luchi's Journal and I am Luchi Sam. So on this space, we do everything self-development, self-growth, life issues, and every other thing in between. So I'm going to see you on my next one. And until then, please do take care of yourself. You deserve all of the love. You deserve all of the happiness. Stay happy, stay blessed, and smile while at it. So, to this.